All right, so welcome back to Odd History. So today we are diving into the first female serial killer in the United States of America. So the year is 1819. John and Lavinia Fisher are running an inn called the 6 Mile Wayfarer House, located 6 miles north of Charleston, South Carolina. So historical accounts say that Lavinia Fisher was actually a very beautiful woman. She would charm guests and then slip some poison into their tea. So after Lavinia poisoned them, they would pass out. John would then spring into action and rob them and oftentimes murder them. So a lot of people traveling to Charleston, South Carolina would just end up going missing. Nobody knew what was going on. But this murder spree came to an end when a guy by the name of John Peoples stayed at their inn and escaped from John and Lavinia Fisher. So there were already several reports of suspicious activities, and then John Peoples stays there, escapes, tells the authorities what happened. So in February of 1819, authorities come and arrest John and Lavinia Fisher. They are tried and convicted of highway robbery, which is a capital offense at the time, and it's punishable by execution. So while they wait their execution, they are actually housed in one of the most harsh, terrible places you can imagine, and that is the Old City Jail of Charleston. So this is the Old City Jail of Charleston where they were housed at, and it is notorious for its harsh and terrible conditions. There's estimated 14 to 22,000 deaths that took place at this jail, and the floor is hay. It's cramped up. There's a bunch of people just shoulder to shoulder. You had to use the bathroom on the floor, and the hay was only cleaned every 3 weeks, and that's when you got to go out in the courtyard and kind of get some fresh air. So you could imagine the smell and just the disease running rampant in this area. So anyways, John and Lavinia Fisher are housed on the top floor. This is where the worst criminals stayed. And you didn't stay in a cell. You stayed in a little, almost like a dog cage. It was cramped up. You was there with like 12 other people. So John and Lavinia, they're on this top floor, but they are very smart and charismatic. So they come up with a plan to escape. And they do just that. Except Lavinia got caught. John made it out. So Lavinia gets caught. John makes it out. But he loves his wife so much that he's willing to die for her. Willing to be executed for her. So he turns himself right back in because he wanted to protect her from the harsh conditions of this jail and the men that were there. So the authorities do something that would hurt John a lot worse than an execution. And that is put him in the opposite cage or jail cell from his beautiful wife, watching her being tormented by the other men in there, watching all the terrible things happening to his beautiful wife. So Lavinia Fisher claimed that she could not be hanged because she was a woman, but they didn't care. So John and Lavinia were led to the gallows February of 1820. So John made a heartfelt plea saying he was sorry and regretted committing the crimes that he did. While Lavinia, dressed in her wedding dress, was so miserable and had it so rough in the Old City Jail of Charleston that she was ready to be put out of her misery. So she had a chilling last statement, and she said, "If anyone has a message they want to send to hell, give it to me and I will take it."